here at the Battleground Event Center in Battleground in Clark County. I'm here today for this week's update to get everybody on board and excited about next week. The election reform advocate and voter registration whiz and generally populist activist Scott Presler is coming to Washington next week. He'll be here for about 5 days. We're going to do a series of events, kind of public signing events for IL 26-126, the Washington Voter ID Initiative. And one of the 8 or 10 or maybe 12 events we're going to be doing while Presler is here in state will be here at the Battleground Event Center. And we expect there'll be good turnouts at all of these events. The purpose of the event, of course, is to draw people in, have them sign petitions for IL 26-126, the Voter ID Initiative, and maybe take petitions with them and go get the petitions filled out. We have until the end of the calendar year to collect 310 plus thousand signatures, and we're not quite halfway there. So we need a boost in the number of signatures we're gathering to qualify the Voter ID Initiative, and Presler's agreed to come out and help us generate interest, generate activity, and collect signatures to get the initiative qualified. Now, Presler is widely popular for the work that he's done, primarily on the East Coast, in registering people to vote. In my conversations with him and text exchanges and things like that, we've talked a lot about voter registration, but Presler, like many people who want to see better election integrity and better election processes, realizes that in our state, more important than registering people to vote by party, which we don't do in Washington, every registered voter is technically an independent here in Washington, that more important than registering by party, the thing we need to do to assure transparency and accountability and really reliability and trust in our election systems is make sure that people who are registered to vote in Washington are citizens and are able to vote legally. We have automatic voter registration in our state, a policy many of us do not support, and a policy that, as implemented in our state, doesn't have any quality control, doesn't check to make sure that someone who is automatically registered to vote when they go to get a driver's license or when they go to apply for benefits from the state government is in fact a citizen. There's no checks, there's no quality control. And so it's very easy in Washington state for a person who's not a citizen to end up getting registered to vote. And that puts an undue burden on those people. IL 26-126 will require every individual, before they can register to vote, to provide some form of proof of citizenship. Now, there are those naysayers out there saying it requires everyone to get an enhanced driver's license. It does not require that. An enhanced driver's license is one way that you can establish you're a citizen, but there are other ways described in the proposed law, the initiative, that would satisfy. A birth certificate, naturalization papers, other documents. So the initiative, the reform would not require everyone to get an enhanced driver's license. If you don't want one of those, you don't have to get one of those. You can still register to vote. And more than anything, the thing that Presler has said that he sees that would be great about the initiative is it would effectively audit our voter rolls in this state, something that the current left-wing administration and the state's current Secretary of State who oversees elections, a fellow by the name of Steve Hobbs, is refusing to cooperate with the federal government in doing. Hobbs doesn't want to cooperate with the U.S. Department of Justice to audit and review our voter rolls here. Why does Secretary Hobbs not want the voter rolls to be audited? Well, really, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. If we pass the initiative, it is effectively an audit of our voter rolls, and that's a good thing. That's something that Scott Presler sees as the value in reforming our election processes here in Washington, in Clark County, in Battleground. And by extension, if we can do this here, we may be able to be a good influence on reforms everywhere else in the country, that does mail-in voting. So it's a good project, it's a good process, and we're very happy to get a popular and effective election reform person like Scott Presler to come out here to Washington. So you can go to wagop.org, the main website, and you'll see the updated list of locations. The event here in Battleground for Clark County will be this coming Monday at 10 a.m. right here. You'll have Presler and other people. I may be here myself, and we will be encouraging people to sign the initiative and take petitions with them and take them home and get family and friends to sign. That's our mission right now, and we are determined at the State Republican Party to make our elections in Washington more trustworthy, more transparent, and more reliable. That's it for this update. We don't have final ballot counts yet from the ongoing general election, but we expect to have those in about another week. So there'll be more to talk about that election in particular then. But for now, let's get initiative IL 26-126 qualified, and let's require voter ID when people register to vote in Washington State. That's it for this week, this update. Until next time, be well, stay strong, and maybe I'll see you next week at one of our initiative signing events.